Mr. Max, we're about to start.
I'd like to call this special called session to order. Ms. Ford, will you call the roll, please?
Okay.
Here.
Vice Chairman Robinson.
Here.
Dr. Highlander.
Here.
Mrs. Hill.
Here.
Mrs. Jones.
Here.
Mrs. Lennon.
Here.
Mr. McClendon.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mrs. Thurman.
Here.
Mr. Harris. Superintendent Dr. Johnson.
Here.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
Mrs. Lennon.
Yes.
Mr. McClendon.
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman.
Yes.
Chairman Wingate.
Yes. Do we have a motion for approval of new capital projects for the fiscal year
So moved.
19?
Second.
I'm sorry, who was the?
Tucker.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any discussion?
Yeah, I just
Go
want
ahead,
to
Ms.
say,
Thurman.
yes, I'm going to vote for this, but I sure hope that some of the needs up at Sale Creek area, and we know what those are, football field, I hope that those are addressed, Dr. Johnson. I appreciate that, because if not, you will be hearing from the people from Sale Creek.
All right. Any other discussion on that? Okay, Ms. Ford.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
Mrs. Lennon.
Yes.
Mr. McClendon.
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman.
Yes.
Chairman Wingate.
Yes. Before we go further, let me take just a moment of privilege, please. I'm terrible at this, so you guys forgive me, but I do want to recognize our two commissioners here tonight, Dr. Warren Mackey, Mr. David Sharp. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate that. Okay, do we have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Highlander.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make an alternative motion, if I may or may not get a second. I'd like to make the motion that we approve the budget from last year plus the $9 million growth money, plus ask the county commission to fund a 5% across the board pay increase for all of our teachers and for all classified personnel. In form of a motion, please, sir.
Do we have a second to that?
Oh, okay. Can you clarify that a little bit more, Steve? I think some people are kind of confused here about what's going on.
I'm asking for, in lieu of the entire request this year, that we do what we had plus the growth money and ask the commission to add. The commission, we've had a good relationship, and I would like to maintain that relationship and working, but it's essential that, I mean, everything on Dr. Johnson's group's budget is excellent. I mean, they're really good things. There's nothing that's not needed, nothing that's frivolous. But I would like to say that the one thing that is most urgent and most essential is the teacher raise and the classified raise. We're competing with people in surrounding counties that are paying much higher than we are. 3,000 to 5,000 in surrounding counties to the north and east and west of us, and about 10,000 up to 10,000 in the North Georgia counties. And for Mr. Fogelman and his team to be competitive in recruiting and us in retaining teachers, I think it's essential, and not just teachers, our classified personnel too, that we need that 5% across the board raise for them. And that's my motion. Any other questions on it?
So for clarity, you're wanting to do an alternative motion to present last year's budget plus whatever the estimated growth money is and add the 5% for the teachers?
And add the 5% of the teachers and classified people.
Do you have a total for that?
No, sir. No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay.
That would be up to county commission.
Clear. Hang on. You want to make a comment, Ms. Robinson?
Do we get a second?
Now, here's what I'd like to say. Let's allow for some questions to clarify your motion, but let's don't start discussing unless we get a second to that. Okay. So.
Okay. Well,
I'm not seconding, but I did have a question for you.
Okay.
You know, in the budget that's being presented, there's a increase for special education, which not only we know is needed, but also by law we have to include that. And so I was curious why you didn't include that in your motion.
I would be willing to add that if that would get it through. I'd be willing to add that, because if we don't have enough in the growth money to do that, do you know, Ms. Robinson, what it would be in the growth money?
I did not.
If what the cost of that would be, I would be willing. If we have to add that special education component by law, then I would be willing to add that in. I would add that in my alternative motion.
I would ask Brent to do some quick math. I don't know that we could afford a 5% pay increase as well as doing the special ed component.
Dr. Johnson, let me clarify. What I'm saying is asking not within that. I'm asking the county commission to fund that.
We do have to fund special education in some form or fashion, even just based on the recent lawsuit, correct?
Correct. And Mr. Chairman, as a point of clarity, the administration has not presented that budget. We presented a $443 million budget and requested approval for that budget. We do not have a budget of any other amount. So, you know, someone on the board would need to decide what to do with that growth money. I mean, we don't have any expenses earmarked for that money other than what we
have not already spent part of the growth money, not allocated money out of that yet for.
Well, we haven't spent anything for next year yet.
No, we haven't allocated, though. I didn't say spent, I said allocated.
We've allocated this $443 million budget. We have not allocated any other amount.
Okay.
All right. Is there a second to that motion? Okay. Motion dies.
Thank you for allowing me.
Yes, sir. All right. Do I have a motion to approve fiscal year 20 budget?
Move to approve.
Second.
I don't know who got the second there. It was simultaneous.
Age before beauty.
Okay. All right. Mrs. Thurman, do you have?
Yes, I have two questions. I talked to Mr. Goldberg about this before the meeting. Just a couple of phone calls that I have had and email about substitute teacher pay. If there was an increase in the budget on the substitute teacher pay, I know we've done a lot of talking about, and I did not find it in here, and I just wondered if I was overlooking it. That's one of we have a problem. I think you increase the certified, but not just the regular. And I didn't find it in here. I thought maybe it was listed somewhere that I didn't know.
Yeah, Ms. Thurman, we actually budgeted the exact same amount for fiscal year 20 as we did for fiscal year 19 for substitutes. We could increase the pay with that amount. That money's never used at 100%. We don't fill 100%. So
well, I just feel like that's one of the areas where we really struggle. If you're going to be spending this much money, that's an area that you might want to look at, maybe to bring in, to help bring in more substitutes. I don't know, but I think that's one thing that we do need to definitely look at with this much money. So, maybe we can do something in that area.
We can apply the 4% classified raise to substitutes as well and absorb that in the current.
Well, I think it would be something that for us to consider. And there's one other question I have. I know in last year's budget there were positions that were not filled in the budget. Do we have any of those positions in the budget this year? Positions that are put in there to kind of be space savers or place savers or whatever you want to call them. Do we have any of those in the budget this year?
So are you?
Well, for instance, last year there were 5 positions filled in this central office that we were told we approved, and they were just actually when we approved them, they were just 5 positions that did not have names with them, and we did not know. And then when they were added in the middle of the year, we were told, well, we're budget neutral. That's because we had approved them in the budget and didn't know they were there. So I'm just wondering, are there any of those positions in the budget this year?
No, anything we propose, we always intend to fill. So there's everything there. We have every intention of filling. I don't know if I'm answering the question you're asking? I want to make sure.
Well, like I say, there were people showed up at the central office in the middle of the year that we were told we approved and didn't really know who they were or where the positions came from. I know we didn't approve the positions, each individual position, but anyway.
What roles were those, Rhonda? If you don't mind me asking. Are you talking about the outreach, community?
Coordinators.
I gave Brent
Oh, I got
all
it.
I knew were some
they're
of
in
the names.
schools. Yeah, they're in schools.
And some of the
those
people,
are all filled now.
Yeah, I know they're all filled now, but I'm saying, are there any of those other little space holders that miraculously show up?
No. So the additional positions included in the budget are the 350 positions that are on the listing of new positions,
Okay.
and 295 of those are in schools.
Okay.
And there are so we intend to fill all of those positions as soon as
I'm
possible.
sure we will. And more. Thank you.
Dr. Highlander.
I have a question, and reading through the budget, and I may have misunderstood, but maybe you guys can help me. We're allocating $40 in lieu of fees for every child. Is that correct? The middle high schools, I think, were 50. I read, and 40. Is that the correct amount?
So it would be $40 per student for all schools other than combo schools. Combo schools, it's $50 in order to account for all the extra space and the extra needs that they have in those large buildings.
Okay. Well, thank you. If this is approved, now $40, I'm not a math person. I was an English history major, but I can use a calculator like Miss Rhonda. She taught me. But seriously, it's about 22 cents a day per child. And so that's not a whole lot. $40 is not a whole lot per child. Or will the schools be allowed to have, say, I don't know how you want to phrase it, a recommended donation amount in addition to that 40, or are they not allowed to do that? That's my question.
So
if I know my grandson's middle school fees this year recommended, not fee, not required, but recommended was $80.
Right.
And they do fundraisers in addition to that. Now, will they be allowed to ask? And I've had some schools ask this: can we go above that? With a requested, just say it's a recommended donation, but not required, or not? So
two things. All schools are going to be allowed to ask for a $20 art, science, and technology fee in lieu of general instruction fees. And then parking fees will be $25 across the board. There are fees allowed for performing arts and athletics and extracurricular activities, but not anything for core subjects or general instruction. Schools are allowed to accept donations in any amount, and we have provided letters to the schools that they can use to acknowledge donations and the tax exempt status of the donations under Internal Revenue Code 170. We're not 501c3, but we do have tax exemption as a government entity.
So, since you're not trying to emulate Scott Bennett, I know, but with legalese, but so you're saying they will still be able to give that letter and make the request, not a requirement, but a request for additional funding, donations.
That's correct, as long as they don't use students to solicit the donations.
Okay. That's what I need. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mrs. Jones.
But doesn't that go against the intent of what we were trying to do? Because I thought the intent was to keep from asking parents to pay fees. I mean, since I've been on the board, there's always been conversation about how there's an inequity in the school fee, which we know this, an inequity in the school fee amount anyway, because school fees can go anywhere from $10 to $75 depending on where you live in the county. And the high schools, $25 to $75 or $100. So I think the whole intent with us trying to incur that cost and to set a across the board amount was to alleviate those things. So I don't think that they should be allowed to ask. Now, if a parent wants to say, here's $100, then they can accept that and, like Brent said, be provided that letter. But I don't think asking for an additional amount goes with what we're trying to do, because then you're back to what you were already doing.
Yeah. So
They could just ask for the additional $30 to make it back to 75.
Right. So what we've done, and Brent or Chris can speak to this even better because they headed the improvement team. So what we've done, the board asked last year, and one of the things I know several have talked about is our fees range anywhere from $20 to over $100 for general education. So we've tried to eliminate that. Generally speaking, most schools will receive more school-based dollars, and so based on what's there, most schools will receive an increase, some a very significant increase in school-based dollars that they can use for students, teacher supports, etc. There are a segment of schools that break even, and then we have about 7 or 8 schools roughly that, based on that $40 appropriation that Dr. Highlander was speaking to, or the $50 for the combo schools, come in a little bit less than what they have received, generally speaking, trend at over the last 3 years in regards to fees. And so what he's built into that 1.8 million roughly is some stabilization funds to make up the ground for any of those 7 or so schools that lose funds. And so we're trying to really reduce the ask around, that parents have, in particular for general education fees. Every now and then there's going to be a field trip, every now and then, I'm in performing arts and et cetera, but the general education fees, we're trying to get eliminated and do some standardization across the system. The other thing that I think is important to note within here is the parking component, because I think we all, what's here is the board was having the conversation around parking and the fact that a parking space was free at one school and $100 at another school. And so, I understand parking, you got some upkeep and things there, but we're stabilizing that and reducing it significantly and still able to make sure that schools get at least the equivalent resources. So from a technical standpoint, we're going to ensure that nobody loses any resources. The majority of our schools will be gaining resources, and candidly, some of them, it's a pretty significant increase in the amount of school-based fees that they have available for students.
Mr. McClendon.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a moment to thank Chairman Wingate, Dr. Johnson. Since I've been on the board the last 8 months, everything in this budget has everything this board has asked for in some shape or form, from fees to behavior specialists to something. I think I said it last week, and Dr. Highlander said it last week. Everything in this budget is going to our students, and so I just want to say thank you. We saw that in the letter they sent to the working group. I guess it was 2 weeks ago that this last 8 months, this really last 18 months under Dr. Johnson, we're starting to make that turn where we need to be, and I think this budget gets us just that next step where we need to be over the hill.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Thurman?
Yes, this is at that 1.85 number, the fees, that covers the fees, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, you know what? For us to be charging the parents that out of a $400 million budget, that's not a big hunk. I mean, I don't know why we haven't done this before. And Caritza, high five. We agree right here on this one? Okay. Miracles happen. It's because she's pregnant. I'm going to be nice. No, really. We... like I say, I think that is the reason that we are going to do this, is to keep from charging parents. So I do agree with Chris on that.
Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Thurman. I think Washington could learn some things. I mean, that's what good government's about. We compromise and don't get everything we want and get some things we want. And I've been fussing for those fees to go away for 3 years. So I'm excited about that. A couple of things. First of all, 3 years ago, I would have pitched a fit about this, and I said it last week, and I'll say it again. The transparency with regard to how our superintendent, our one employee, has handled this process, and his staff. Probably not in the history of county government has there been a more transparent process of putting a budget together. And I would just hope that as this all unfolds, and there's going to be things said, it just will. I just encourage everybody to get the facts. You know, with social media today, there's so much misinformation that's being communicated already. And maybe our media friends can help us with this, but I just encourage everybody. I mean, democracy works by some people will be for things, some people will be against things, and that's okay. But please get good information. And our HCD website has good information. And so I just encourage everybody to do that. One other thing, then I'll hush, that I don't think's been talked about enough. That I really applaud our superintendent for recommending this, and then the staff. If you look at the unassigned fund balance designation, and Dr. Johnson, the team, is recommending to us to assign $15 million of that for capital projects and some technology and some safety and some other things. And to me, that just speaks volumes. We hadn't talked about that a lot, but, you know, everybody wants a big savings account, and it's great to have a savings account, but if your roof's leaking, you ought to fix your roof if you got a savings account. So I just really applaud the decision of Dr. Johnson, the staff, Justin Witt, I don't know if you're here or not, for being willing to spend our savings account a little bit for things that we absolutely need. So I appreciate and applaud for that. Guys, this is the time. We need this. Our kids need this. And it's just hard for me to understand how it's been since 2005 since we got new operations money. I can't wrap my head around that. And we talk about we want the best opportunity for our children and, you know, my grandchildren now. But I've got a lot of kids out there. And I want the best. And we got a lot of momentum and some great things are happening. And so I'm absolutely going to support this. And I certainly hope my peers here will support this. And then the community will support it. So I'll hush now. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Mrs. Thurman?
Yes. Point of clarification, since we're talking about truth. Good information. We do get money every year from the taxpayers. It comes in the form of growth. Like this year, we're getting $9 million. Just because they say we haven't gotten any general budget money since 2005, that's really not true. We may not have gotten a tax increase for more money, but we get millions more every year. You don't have to have a tax increase to get more money, and a lot of people need to understand that. So that's a little bit not quite fair, not quite accurate to say that. But if the county commission doesn't pass this budget, and I'm not sure that they will, it'll kick it back to us, and that's when the fun starts. So I just want to be sure that there are certain things in there, the fee things in there, if it comes back to us and we have to start cutting things, there are certain things that I really want to be sure that stay in the budget this year. But like I say, but to say that taxpayers haven't given us any additional money since 2005 is not quite fair, and that's not quite accurate.
Mrs. Robinson.
Sure. Just wanted to commend fellow board member Smith for his comments. I mean, I was there with you 3 years ago. We had a really hard time approving an increased budget because we felt like we weren't getting what we needed from our superintendent at the time. And so, you know, I'm certainly excited about the fact that this board worked very hard to put together a 5-year strategy. This budget aligns that 5-year strategy. And, you know, we've seen so many great results so far, and I think that we have a whole lot more to hopefully see, but, you know, it feels like the right time. It feels like the right thing to do to approve this budget. And so I too plan to support this budget. I get to make investments for a living, and, you know, I look at it as it's our job as school board members to evaluate what investments need to be made in our public education system. And, you know, I feel like we maybe wouldn't be doing our job if we weren't thoroughly analyzing this, and if we weren't deciding whether or not this is now the right time. So, you know, in the past, you know, it wasn't the right time. This feels like the right time. It looks like the right time. And I think that it's a great investment into our community. And so, looking forward to seeing how the vote goes. And of course, the next step will be whether or not our commissioners also believe that this investment is the right time. And I won't lie, they have an incredibly hard job. It's a really hard decision to make, but I certainly commend them for how involved they've become in this process with us. So just wanted to simply share that, and thank you.
Dr. Highlander.
I'd like to again commend Dr. Johnson and his staff for all the hard work they put into this and looking to meet the needs of the kids. And if this passes through us, then it, of course, has the commission step to go through. Like some of the others, I'm not sure if they will put it through or not. I will say, if I can have just one moment of privilege, I lost my mother in January at the age of 95. Had she been living, I would be paying her property taxes this next year if this goes through. Probably would part of it anyway. I've had 20 some odd calls from senior citizens in my district, and I'm telling you what, it's tearing my heart out. One funeral I officiated, and I think I may have told you, but the widow called and she cried and said, I couldn't pay my taxes last year without my medicine. And I urged the commission to at least work on, if we're going to increase taxes, at least make the exemption for senior citizens work on it. It's at poverty level now. Someone can be real near poverty level and still have to pay the increase. So reluctantly, I'm going to vote against it, but if it goes through, well and good, and I applaud you, and I'm glad it be used for the children.
Mrs. Hill.
Well, as you all know, I am definitely in favor of this budget. And big reason why is because it does align so well with our strategic plan. I felt very privileged to work with this board that is making some significant progress on behalf of Hamilton County students and Hamilton County's economic future. We are, as a team, I believe, committed to the strategic plan. Sometimes it can feel hard and get pulled different directions. So I feel like this budget document as a moral document, we had some clergy speak to us about that a couple weeks back, but the fact that this really shows where our values are. We've got more than half of this budget is focused on accelerating student achievement. And beyond just the payment of teachers, which we all know not just our teachers deserve, but if we're going to compete for the best talent, we need to pay our teachers better. But there's so much in here that's about supporting teachers within the classrooms that I think is critical. It's a lot more than just a percentage increase in a salary. A lot of the calls that I field from teachers, from parents and administrators are pleas really for help as it relates to how you integrate a child with special learning needs into a general education classroom, how you manage behavior of a child that's experienced just tremendous trauma and help that child learn, but also ensure that the other children in the classroom are also learning. There's so much important work in this document, and I thank you for it. Joe Wingate, I thank you for your leadership of our board. Tiffany, I thank you as chair. And Dr. Johnson, I think you have a lot of people in this room who believe in your vision and these bold goals. You know, right now, with our Focus 5 targets, we've got a baseline of third grade reading level attainment on T and Ready at 33.7%. Less than a month ago, we heard about our baseline data, our benchmark data, excuse me, and we're really moving children forward. That means more children can read now than could read this time last year in the third grade, and that matters a lot. We have a goal that by 2023, we want it to be 50%. Well, we would all agree, I think in this room, we would love it to be 100%. But when you start at 33.7, you got to go somewhere, right? This budget is going to give our teachers and our administrators the resources that they need to help every child succeed to their greatest potential. And I'm excited to be on this board for what I think is a historic vote. And I look forward to further conversation about it after it passes, maybe unanimously.
Mrs. Lennon.
This is really a moment that I've been waiting for since I was elected to serve on the board. This is why I wanted to serve on the board, is to make a difference and to see this, to see a budget like this happen. And I just, Brent, thank you for answering all my questions when I've called you, because Tiffany, unlike you, I don't work in finance. So I had a lot of questions and I needed a lot of explanations. And Dr. Highlander, he did explain. I had the question too. I have a mother that I take care of that's 93 years old, and we do have to deal with property as well. And I had the question about the property taxes, and there is tax relief. So I do want to let people know about that. And Brent shared that with me, and I think that that's an important thing to know, that elderly people are not going to be affected if there is a tax increase. And I thought that that was valuable information. And I think that, like Joe Smith said, get your facts, because there's so much information out there that people do not know. You're not going to be that affected by it. You know, there's so many things that and plus the fact it's the funding body's decision to make. They might not make a tax increase. They might decide to fund this our budget a different way. If they do a tax increase, you know, it's a dinner every month that who can do without a dinner a month? I can. It's for the kids. It's for our teachers. They're worth it. You know, that's what we need. Our community is thriving in Chattanooga. Don't our children deserve a better community? And I think that they do. I'm excited about this. This is important for Chattanooga. This is important for our schools. This is important for our teachers. And I think Dr. Johnson, the staff, everybody has worked diligently. They've been mindful. It falls along with our strategic plan, and I'm just really excited about this evening. And I hope that the school board members are all as excited and are behind this as much as I am. So thank you all for your work. I appreciate it all. I appreciate y'all explaining and taking the time to answer all my questions. Thank you.
Call for questions.
Ms. Ford, I think we're ready for voting on approval of this budget.
Dr. Highlander.
Reluctantly, no.
Mrs. Hill.
Yes.
Mrs. Jones.
Of course.
Mrs. Lennon.
Yes.
Mr. McClendon.
Yes.
Mrs. Robinson.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman.
No.
Chairman Wingate.
Yes. Do we have any announcements? Go ahead, Mrs. Lennon.
Let me pull it up. I'm crying now. Okay. The Hamilton County Arts Honors is May 21st at 7 p.m. And it's at Chattanooga State Community College. It's high school arts honors program, and all are invited to attend. And I'd like to personally invite all the board members to attend that. Dr. Johnson will be given the clothes. He will be there. I will be sending an email to RSVP. Thank you.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes, just wanted to let everyone know that we did have a grand opening, I guess it's called, at the old Falling Water Elementary property. It was purchased by the Falling Water Baptist Church. I'm going to be sending the board pictures of that event, and it was really nice, and they have done a great job with that property, put a huge pavilion on it. The community uses it, and it's just great. So I just wanted to share that with you all. They did.
Representative Hakeem, thank you. Saw you come in. Thank you for being here. Any other announcements? Meeting adjourned.
That's a good one. Chairman, you did a great job.